Comparing the sisters-in-law, Princess Diana versus Sarah Ferguson versus Meghan Markle versus Catherine Middleton. Sisters-in-law are often seen as a family, but can also be compared to close friends. The relationships between these women can take many forms, from supportive and affectionate to competitive and strained. We will compare the dynamics and relationships of four famous sisters-in-law, Princess Diana and Sarah Ferguson, and the current duchesses of the British royal family, Meghan Markle and Princess of Wales, Catherine Middleton. We'll examine the nature of their friendships and interactions, and finally ask the question, who's the better sister-in-law couple? The early years. Diana and Sarah. Princess Diana married Prince Charles in 1981 and was welcomed into the royal family with open arms. Although another sister-in-law was already in the mix, Sarah Ferguson, they quickly formed a close bond. Sarah and Diana were fourth cousins. Even though they had a connection through marriage, they were already related before they became family. Diana and Sarah became even closer after reconnected in 1980 when Diana was first invited to the royal family. This reconnection led to a bond that could never be broken. Diana recommended Sarah to the Queen for an invite to a dine-and-sleep event at Windsor Castle and later for a skiing holiday at the Swiss ski resort of Klosters. And not only that, but Diana was even partly responsible for Sarah finding her eventual husband, Prince Andrew. In an interview, Sarah said, "Diana and I were so close that when it came to Andrew, she wanted me to be happy." Even from the start, their relationship seemed very much like sisters. They were often seen out and about together, attending parties and charity events. They were also seen shopping together, laughing, and generally having a good time. It was quite a different dynamic compared to the stiff formality of the other royal family members. Unfortunately, their friendship was tested over the years as their respective marriages began to break down. But their bond remained strong until the end. Even after Diana died in 1997, Sarah still grieved her loss. In many interviews, she talked fondly of her sister-in-law, saying she loved and missed her daily. This strong relationship between Diana and Sarah set the tone for all subsequent sisters-in-law in the royal family. It showed that even if you are married to a member of royalty, you can still maintain a solid and loving bond with your sister-in-law. Sarah recently opened up about her close kinship with Diana, saying, "The most important thing was to remain robust together, and we did, no matter what anyone wrote." In the same way, the media has compared Meghan and Catherine's relationship. Sarah and Diana's authenticity set Meghan and Kate up for failure, or so it seems. We're getting to it. Sarah describes them as having mental health issues and one another to lean on when things weren't looking up, as well as being saint and sinners as they grew up. Diana famously said, "When you're at the top of the pedestal, it's so easy to fall off, and you're at the bottom, you just climb up." It's a fitting way to remember the princess. Recently, a statue of Diana was unveiled at Kensington Palace, which serves as a reminder of her legacy. The controversial years, Diana and Sarah. Sarah was always a supportive friend to Diana from the beginning. She first recommended her astrologer, Penny Thornton, to Diana in 1986. In an interview with BBC, Thornton recalled the conversation. "I just want to know if there's a light at the end of the tunnel," Diana had said. Princess Diana wanted to leave behind the royal life with how things were going. Without Sarah's help, things may have taken a different course for Princess Diana. They were both young and insecure then, leading to rivalry behind closed doors. Everybody loved the dynamics at the time of Fergie, especially when she excelled in sports and with the overachievements compared to the princess. According to Andrew Morton, her biographer, the princess was bothered by it, has said, "She left me looking like dirt." And even Prince Charles even told her to be more like Fergie. Ouch. We can see why this would not be very pleasant. However, things were different for Sarah when it came to the paparazzi. Many comparisons have been made over the years related to the looks of Diana being more likable than others. A tabloid once called Sarah the Duchess of Pork, and other vicious attacks by media over the years. Painting a lousy picture from the beginning focuses on the outside image rather than her talent. She felt as if she was just a shadow in the eyes of the media, as everyone primarily focused on Diana. They were ruthless with it as time passed, and surely not forgettable. Both were different in many ways, and even with the amount of scrutiny and comparison the media tried to do, they stuck it through negative publications. Diana famously said to Sarah, "Just keep smiling," when the paparazzi were taking pictures of her. Reports suggest that Princess Diana and Sarah Ferguson had made a pact to divorce their husbands simultaneously, a plan that the royal family ultimately thwarted. According to Diana's former lover, James Hewitt, Diana confided in him that she and Sarah had decided to leave their husbands simultaneously. However, there was no way the palace was going to let both royal couples announce they were splitting up at the same time. Sarah reportedly proposed the idea after she had bonded with Diana over their mutually unhappy relationship. However, it was not all smooth sailing between the two royal ladies. The two had recently gone to France with their children for a vacation after their divorces were finished. This is where things fall out between the two. After the release of her autobiography, My Story, in 1996, Princess Diana coincidentally stopped speaking to Fergie. Sarah was unsure what had happened, but everyone assumed it had something to do with her book, which revealed an embarrassing detail about Diana: how she received warts from her hand-down shoes in her autobiography. While Diana was still alive, the pair had not reconciled by the time of her death in 1997. Despite the fallout, Fergie always described their relationship as being best friends and unconditionally loving each other. In an interview in 2001, Sarah described her sadness. "Because we were like siblings, we rode. And that's the saddest thing. In the end, we hadn't spoken for a year, though I never knew the reason." Sadly, Sarah was not in attendance at the 10th anniversary memorial of Diana's death in 2007. The modern sisters-in-law, Meghan and Kate. Meghan and Kate first met in January 2017. After the engagement of Meghan and Prince Harry was announced, Meghan brought a belated birthday gift for Kate, a soft leather Smithson notebook. A royal source told the Daily Mail, "Meghan admires how Kate has never put a foot wrong since she married into the firm, so she was eager to meet her and pick her brains about how to handle herself." A source from the book, Finding Freedom by Scobie and Durand, also said, "The meeting ended with Kate letting Meghan know that she was always welcome to contact her if she needed anything at all." Kate provided Meghan with advice about protocol and life inside the firm, but besides living at Kensington Palace, the two didn't have much in common, as they come from very different backgrounds. Meghan and Catherine are sisters-in-law, with Meghan being the American actress who married Prince Harry, and Catherine Middleton, the British commoner who married his older brother, Prince William. The two women have very different backgrounds and styles, yet they have both been praised for their fashion choices and charitable works. Kate is known for her classic and timeless style, while Meghan opts for a more modern look while bending the rules as often as possible. Both are known for their love of high-end fashion labels and for supporting emerging and independent designers. They have both been praised for their work with charities, including raising awareness for mental health, gender equality, and poverty. In the beginning, it appears the two have also been praised for their strong support of each other. Despite their different backgrounds and lifestyles, they have formed a close bond that many admire. From attending major royal events together to supporting each other in various public appearances, Meghan and Kate have shown time and time again that they are genuinely there for each other. Or so it seems? Let's cut the crap. They were never close in comparison to Diana and Sarah. The controversial years, Meghan and Kate. When the Duchess of Cambridge and the Duchess of Sussex were seen together at Wimbledon, people hoped they would be friends. Friendship requires proximity, time, and shared plight, and these two were starting. It takes many hours for someone to even become a respectful friend before entering the realm of a best friend. Perhaps these two never had the chance even to blossom together, or the differences between the two started all of these conflicts. Where do we start? Please subscribe to our Modest Narratives and watch our royal family list for more stories like this. Let's continue. In 2014, Meghan had a blog website, Tig, where she published short blog posts on everything, ranging from her food and personal life to opinions on the royal family, especially her viewpoint on the Prince and Princess of Wales. Stating their wedding was too boastful, but her site has been taken down since. But you can find the remnants of this repository online if you search for it. In 2017, an exception to the royal protocol, Meghan was initially invited to attend Pippa Middleton and James Matthews' wedding, a huge gesture of trust and respect from Kate and Pippa that was not reciprocated by the tabloid press, and their plans changed at the last minute. Although they didn't attend the actual wedding, Prince Harry didn't want to leave Meghan out, so he drove from the wedding ceremony in Berkshire to London to pick up Meghan, and they went back together to the wedding reception. Prince Harry is a smooth operator in this instance. A year later, in 2018, during Harry and Meghan's wedding, a dispute was reportedly over Princess Charlotte's flower girl dress fitting, and the Daily Mail alleged that Harry wrote that Meghan said Kate had baby brain and was being downright rude to her during a discussion about the fitting. Kate took Charlotte to the tailor, but the altercation she had with Meghan really hurt the bride-to-be, and she had to leave in tears, according to reports. Harry later found Meghan crying on the floor after, which made him incredibly concerned. In her interview with Oprah, Meghan said, "The narrative with Kate, which didn't happen, was really, really difficult and something that I think that's when everything changed, really." However, Kate apologized and brought flowers and a card to Meghan the next day, which may have helped them move past their differences and start afresh. Meghan and Harry moved to Frogmore Cottage, where they are away from everyone else, also distancing themselves from Catherine and Prince William. Kensington Palace said, "Windsor is a very special place for their royal highnesses, and they are grateful that their official residence will be on the estate." It was speculated that the couple felt they were inadvertently being pushed away instead of being close to William and Catherine. It wasn't until 2020, when Harry and Meghan announced they would be leaving their duties as royals, that tensions between them boiled over, with some accusing Meghan of having divided and manipulated Kate and William in an attempt to win favor for herself. As much as this friendship has been under scrutiny, these two have certainly had a lot to juggle and many difficult circumstances to work through, causing the brothers' relationship to be on the rocks, with Meghan saying it's affecting her mental health state and Kate mentioning the workload after effect with the Megxit. In March 2021, Harry and Meghan did an Oprah Winfrey interview where they wanted the world to know about the royal family and set the facts straight. Everything from royal family secrets to judgment towards them was spilled. And of course, in December 2022, the Netflix docuseries was released where they gut-opened the royal family secrets, bleed them as much as they could with bold claims about their issues, and set the fact straight with what it was really like being around the royal families. Many details that bother the two since the Megxit. Fast forward to today. We now have them in the spotlight with the concern of South Park. In this cartoon series, they were played as an annoying couple contradicting themselves in a funny format of a cartoon character, depicting their lives so far in an animated form for our audience. Although South Park didn't explicitly mention them as being Harry and Markle, we all know the character looks to be only them. So far, their lawyers are looking into it, and a lawsuit might surface. At least it was fun to watch for most of us. From the Tig to Pippa's wedding to Prince William's doubts and beyond, tensions rose between these two duchesses, climaxing in the infamous crying incident at Sandringham, later their move to Frogmore Cottage, followed by Megxit and the infamous Oprah interview. It doesn't seem there's any end to this. There is just no shortage of continuous conflicts between the two, the comparisons between two sister-in-laws. When comparing Catherine and Meghan to Princess Diana and Sarah, we must remember that Diana and Sarah had a much different dynamic than Meghan and Catherine. They were kids from the beginning and grew up together from a young age and entered royalty at about the same time. The pair had a strong connection due to their shared plight of being stuck in unhappy marriages inside the royal family. They often traveled together, attended events, and leaned on each other for emotional support. These factors helped strengthen their bond significantly, despite their later fallout. But it is still being determined if Meghan and Kate had the same opportunity, as their lifestyle wasn't grown from being together at a very young age as the two have. Despite not having the same time to nurture their relationship as Diana and Sarah, many speculate this will never happen between Meghan and Catherine, as they both entered royalty as adults from different parts of the world. The marriages of Meghan and Catherine and their love for their husbands are much stronger, though, in comparison. Well, at least for Catherine. The difference between Catherine and Meghan is very noticeable from the beginning, as we have seen today with their history as sisters-in-law. Who do you think wins here? Diana and Sarah, or Meghan and Catherine? Or is this not a fair comparison at all, and nobody wins? Please let us know in the comment section below, and consider subscribing to Modest Narratives.